Brett Cooper. I missed you, Brett. I just met your friend Isabel. She said she could put me on and we can go and do a collab, Brett.
Welcome back to the comment section. I'm Brett Cooper. I am back in the studio after 5 days of barely any content, so I apologize for the short notice on literally the channel going dark. I got the
I forgive you, Brett.
flu on my birthday. We made a big deal about my birthday. It was really exciting. We did a whole merch sale. I was super excited about it. Literally at 3 o'clock on my birthday, I went home.
Stop selling out, Brett. Tell me what the
and I took a nap because I was not feeling well, and I woke up and my throat was literally on fire. I wasn't sure if I had...
Her throat was on fire? Brett, what you be doing behind the scenes, Brett? What the... If your throat's on fire, I don't think you sick. I think you've been taking too much Ben Shapiro.
Or COVID. It was the flu, so I have basically been in bed.
Oh, the flu. Okay, that's why. Okay.
Since then, but I'm happy to be back because there was so much that happened over this weekend. I literally wanted to do like 4 segments today to make up for all of the content that I was missing because the internet went wild while I was bedridden, but we're just gonna do 2 today because I don't want to overwhelm the editors.
We have to work faster.
But we'll make up content throughout the rest of the week, but I'm very excited to be back and thank you all for...
Get to the point, Brett. Get to the point,
for the well wishes over the weekend, because I did post on my Instagram, if you follow me there, that I was sick. So anyway, today we are going to talk about a TikToker that we have discussed many times on this show because he just keeps coming back for more and he just keeps giving me good content. But before we get into it, you guys know the drill. Make sure that you like this.com/Brett to check out my merch collection. Today we are talking about the one and only Dylan Mulvaney.
Let's go! Yes! It's been 5 hours!
Now, if you don't know Dylan, he is a trans TikToker who skyrocketed to fame back in the spring when he started documenting his days of girlhood after he came out as trans.
She?
In March. He literally almost...
She?
Has 9 million followers on the app now, and then would do, you know, like day number 1 of girlhood, day number 20 of doing girlhood, I'm starting hormones.
You see the stuff that they promote, and you see the people who get banned?
I'm buying a new dress, I'm going out on a date with a man, like that kind of stuff. Very weird. And Dylan does seem sweet and nice, and I've said that before. He seems like a very joyful person. But whether intentionally or not, he is making a mockery and a caricature out of woman and womanhood. And what we're talking about today is no different. Ulta Beauty, the big beauty store, kind of like the sister competitor of Sephora, has a podcast they've been doing called The Beauty of ... and then they have like a topic. This weekend, they did The Beauty of Girlhood. And they brought Dylan Mulvaney, a man who has only been a woman since March, to talk
about girlhood.
Now, for a little backstory.
I agree, Brett.
Sephora got canceled a couple of years ago when they canceled and dropped one of their biggest beauty influencers for being conservative. So as a result, all of the conservatives and the...
Don't you see the bias and stuff like this? See, I got deplatformed, and the type of people that don't... The type of people that they keep on the platform are still here. They got me paranoid, man. They keep James Charles on, who's trying to convince girls to be boys and boys to be girls, and who has openly shown that he's groomed little boys and probably like texted little boys. They got proof of that. Ain't nobody hold him accountable for that. They keep him on every single platform. Will never get banned. And then I got canceled for harassment and bullying. I'm just trying to point out the very obvious bias that's going on. There's a certain type of people that they want to delete.
The people with common sense ran over to Ulta because they had remained nonpartisan. They hadn't made any big political statements. And then with this podcast episode, they literally went and ruined it. They bent the knee, which just makes me even more grateful for companies who don't do that, like Good Ranchers. As you all know, Good Ranchers is my very, very favorite meat delivery service because they act...
What?
Like Good Ranchers. As you all know, Good Ranchers is my very, very favorite meat delivery service.
What? Bomboka! First your throat is on fire, and now you got a favorite meat delivery service? Brett, what have you been doing since I've been banned? You were a wifey. Free meat for... Brett.
If you guys watch the show regularly and you saw the segment, Dylan was just recently brought onto a Forbes panel about womanhood, literally 2 weeks ago when the internet erupted. So Ulta decided this is a great idea, let's do it too. So they brought him on to talk about girlhood. And this is the clip that has been circulating. Ulta tweeted it out. They said, trans girls can do it all. Tune into the latest episode of Beauty of, where host David Lopez, who is also a man masquerading as a...
Trans girls can't... All of them are Beyonce fans. Yes, queen. Yes. Oh, period. I'm trans now.
Woman sits down with guest Dylan Mulvaney to chat all things girlhood. Watch now. Yes, I love two men talking about female things. So exciting. I'm literally so over it.
I know I can find love. I know I can still be a performer. I know.
Allahu Akbar! Ah! What? Why did they get two? Oh, no. Oh, shit. Did you guys just see my history? You just saw my history. Was there anything bad in there? Oh, Bumbleclot. Wait, let me check before. Oh, yeah. They just saw my history, huh? Okay, everything was good. There was nothing in there. Okay.
Know that I can have a family. I want to be a mom one day. And I absolutely can. And that's why...
No, you can't. No, you can't.
The narrative still has a long way to go because when I was grieving boy Dylan, I didn't know those things were even accessible.
Now, this is a 15-second clip. But if you are just hungry for more, guys, there's an entire podcast episode with comments just like these.
This is how I tuck my little privates away.
That sounds awful.
Just like these.
This is how I tuck my little privates away.
Allahu Akbar! That sounds awful.
Now, first of all, I just want to talk about the outfit because Dylan's whole thing is that he calls himself a girl because he doesn't feel like he's been a female long enough to call himself a woman. And he really hones in on that girly child essence, like the big bows, the brightly colored, like kids' dresses. It's just kind of creepy and it's just a little weird. And the fact that they're calling it like the beauty of girlhood, it bothers me.
It's disgusting because they're using a man, a dude who straight up just looks like a man, and a girl with a beard and an Adam's apple. Bro.
Bomboka!
Also, Fresh, when am I gonna get back on Fresh and Fit?
And about what you're saying, you are a man. You cannot be a mother.
It's every man's right to have babies if he wants them.
I can be a mother. No, you gotta tuck your dick between your legs, man.
But you can't have babies! Don't you oppress me.
Motherhood is so much more than putting on a dress, putting a bow in your hair, putting on makeup, pretending like you're Miss Honey from Matilda, and then acquiring a child. That is not motherhood. And now many will argue.
You know what a lot of these trans people, and especially that TikTok dude, is like? You ever see that movie Mrs. Doubtfire with Robin Williams, where Robin Williams goes undercover as a housemaid woman so that he can go and like stalk his ex-wife and still be around her and be around his kids? It's pretty much like that. You don't do anything womanly. I mean, you get a social media platform and you get to dress up and stuff like that. But literally, it's just cosplaying as a girl. That's all it takes. Being a girl is like, bro, they crying all the time. They get hormonal and emotional. Sometimes they're ovulating and they're on their period. They make no sense. And sometimes they're freaking out. They go through cycles and stuff like that. Dressing up like a girl don't make you a girl. What's the difference between cosplaying and change? Like, if you still look exactly like a dude, you're not a girl. You're not a girl. You weren't born that, like... You're just playing dress up constantly. You're always in character as a woman.
Argue that giving birth and being able to get pregnant, being a birth giver, does not constitute motherhood because not all women can conceive. And to that I say, how freaking dare you? To use a woman's infertility as a rationalization of your delusions is disgusting. The fact that a woman can have fertility problems in the first place and more in the fact that they cannot conceive, that is part of her womanhood. And
Exactly. And the woke people will always use the small outliers. Well, not all women can get birth because they're infertile. That's like, what, 0.3%? Same shit when we talk about gender pronouns. Well, there's intersex. Some people have dicks and pussies. Fuck out of here. Why are you using the one small outlier to go and justify all of your bullshit? Talk about the majority. Generalize. Because you can't use one person's problem so that you can make no goddamn sense.
you do not get to take that. It's just disgusting and it's weird. And on top of all of it, it's just creepy because, like I said, these are two adult men sitting around in dresses pretending to be women and talking about girlhood. Adult men pretending to be girls. Like, I can't believe I live in a society where I'm having to argue the fact that that is weird.
Yeah, Brett, we live in a society for sure.
Ulta Beauty also posted this clip on Instagram, and unsurprisingly, they had to turn off the comments because followers were threatening to boycott the company for promoting Dylan's statements. And on Twitter, the comments were very similar, and honestly, this was a big white pill. Somebody said, "I was thinking about becoming trans, but after watching this, I'll keep my balls. Thank you very much."
Damn, if it was really that, look how quickly these bots can be swayed into literally cutting their balls off. They see one thing on Twitter and they're back. Imagine being that close to shing, chopping them off and taking estrogen and dressing up like a girl for the rest of your life. And one tweet is enough to be like, you know what? I'm going to keep my balls.
Somebody said patriarchy is undefeated and half the women in this country have rendered their womanhood to nothing. It's sad because real feminism was supposed to mean something. This sure isn't. Yeah, modern day feminism is literally doing the exact opposite of what it was created to do. You're just diminishing womanhood into nothing and saying that all of these men can suddenly be women because they put on a dress. You can't. Honest question here. Why did you have two grown men talking about girlhood? Why not women? Well, Anita, you sweet, sweet old soul.
Because there's an agenda to make us all dumber and weaker and switch it up. We make no goddamn sense. We want to promote a world that's full of lies.
That's because we live in 2022 and nothing means anything anymore. Somebody
Exactly.
said, is that lipstick in her pocket or is she just excited to see me?
I get it, because penis.
Oh, God. Somebody said corporations will say anything for more market share. Yes, they will do this, even though they know they are alienating a huge portion of their audience because they are too afraid to go against a radical 1%. Even though the majority of people in this country, whether they are willing to vocalize it or not, will somewhere realize that this is wrong and this is weird. But they're too scared to do anything about it. Now, people leaving these types of comments actually does give me hope because they're fed up. They realize that this is delusional. But even though Ulta's audience is waking up and these commenters are super based, these big corporations still don't have the balls to stand up and do anything about it and push back. Literally, the two men in this video talking about girlhood have more balls combined than most of these corporations. And that's depressing. But of course, you know, mixed into the
You're so funny, bruh.
based comments were some replies from people who are still hanging on to this delusion. Like this person said, a lot of people are sure mad about Dylan being happy. And to this man, I say, it's not about happiness. It's not about you or anyone else's individual happiness. It is about objective truth and biology. Because if we sit around trying to make every single damn person happy and special, we will literally combust. Is that depressing to end on that? No productive and healthy society makes that their number one priority. That is not sustainable. Our modern day Western civilization is living proof
Go off, sis.
of this fact. That if we make every single little sensitive woodland fairy creature happy and our number one priority,
You're not special. You gotta earn being special through hard work, through actually being different by doing something that nobody else has done. And now they allow you to feel that sense of unique, special, I'm different by just dressing up like a bitch. By cutting your balls off and having a beard and titties at the same time, now you're different. Now you're special. Now you're breaking boundaries. Do something. Do something different. And that's why they keep adding more and more. Now you can identify as a bird. Now you can identify as a dog. Now you can be gender queer, gender fluid, trigender, bi, whatever the fuck, pansexual. They add more and more so that everybody has an opportunity to pick why. I'm an Afro-Latina, pansexual, bi, whatever. You're a nobody. You got a negative follow ratio on your Twitter account. And you got a K-pop profile picture. You're nobody. You've done nothing. You're basic. You're like everybody else. You have the same opinions as everybody else. You will never be special by doing what you're doing.
we will destroy our culture. Because that is exactly what is happening today. Hey!
No, don't hate me. Shut the fuck up, Brett.
Bruh.
I like you though.
That's it. Your job?